Hello, everyone, and hope you're having a good fall break. Dr. Allen here, coming back recording. Sorry, last week because of grading midterms and giving midterms, I used an old video. I'm sure most of you hopefully picked up on that with the time mark. Um, this week, we're going to jump into what I think is one of the more useful texts. I mean, they're all useful, obviously, but this is one that I use a lot, and even in my classes today, and especially when I run like workshops and stuff like that. So I'm excited to share that. Also, I know I've got it out on the announcement page, but apologies. I did get a little behind on grading because of midterms. I got caught up and then I had to calculate the midterm grades. So hopefully by the time you watch this, I will have been caught up and should be back on the regular flow. But just in case, everything should be back on track by no later than Wednesday of next week. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in and I'll try to keep this straight to the point. This week it's insane. We're halfway past, I mean, obviously we're past midterm now. We're going to talk a little bit about, I have materials posted about flipped learning just in case you're interested. Hopefully we won't have another pandemic, but just in case you're interested, there are tools where, if you don't know what flipped learning is, I have a feeling at this point you know because most people have probably lived it, but it's where you might record something. I kind of do it for this class. You record the lecture, you record the work, the materials and things like that. And when I say record the work, you're recording like examples of the work and such. And then you let your students do the work in class. That's a very base level definition, but it's was a very big thing that was kind of starting to get rooted in the pandemic. And I'm not going to say it lost steam, but it definitely you don't hear the term used quite as much, but basically using videos and doing like the lecture materials and then doing the work in class is definitely what they call flip learning. Long story short, I will have some things up. There's a lot of tools now that you can record. ScreenPal's one. I still use Zoom for recording. I think it's the most straightforward because I like being able to share my screen and just record. Teams also does it. I know Teams can be a hot button topic as far as like usability. I have to admit, I'm a little more of a Zoom guy because I think it's just simpler to use than Teams. But Teams does have those workspaces that I know a lot of people like. But with all that being said, what you're going to do this week is actually something called Padlet. I have a feeling most of you have seen Padlet or have taken part of Padlet. Um, I like it a lot. I think it's kind of another one of those ones where it's not too hard to figure out, but I think the benefits are great. I just did a workshop at the Library of Congress this summer, and we used Padlet multiple times for discussion groups and things like that. So I'm going to show you that, but let me jump in here and show you what we're going to do with Padlet as far as an assignment. Lately, I'm recording at home today, so it might be a little slow on some of the movements from screen to screen. And for this Padlet, a lot of times I used to have the Padlet and the Wakelet as a choice. I like everyone to do Padlet at least once just to kind of get familiarity. Wakelet, I haven't read the blogs yet. It's pretty simple, and I don't know how much a lot of you would use it in the classroom itself. But Padlet, I could see people using. But basically, what we're going to do is you're going to create a Padlet, and I believe you're going to write an objective on the Padlet, like right at the top. And I put an objective generator on here if you want to check it out. When you click it, I'll show you here. I'm just going to cut and paste it. Probably be easier. If you have not had the opportunity, I know we have people from all over the program in this class. Hopefully you have had, sorry, I'm kind of playing with this a little bit because we have one screen. If you do need help writing an objective, and I'll show you where you're going to put the objective on there, you can actually like create an objective here, and I'm fine with that. We're not a lesson planning class, so it'll kind of give you an idea. But this link is on the Padlet assignment. And like, for example, who is the learner? Ninth grade world history students. And then we'll do next. And then we're going to do like our blooms. We'll just do, we'll do list. That sounds great. And we'll do list causes. of the French Revolution in a detailed essay. This is probably not the most perfect objective, but as you can see, ninth grade world history students will be able to list causes of the French Revolution in a detailed essay. Nice. I'm going to ask you to put this on your Padlet just to kind of give me an idea of what you're thinking. You do not have to use this generator. I know if you're comfortable writing objectives, that's fine. I just put this on here just to kind of help anyone out that might need it. That is there. And then you're going to put 5 things on your Padlet. Um, I have kind of the major question, and I'll kind of that's the inquiry based, and I'll show you that here in a few seconds, what I'm kind of asking for. And then, of course, you're going to share it. You'll be able to either download it or you'll be able to share the link. So we'll kind of go from there. And let's go ahead and jump in. And let's go ahead and jump in. I'm going to go ahead and just close that back out just so it's there. So what you're going to do, we're going to go to Padlet.com. Let me just go back to the home page where I was fiddling around before I started recording, just to refresh myself on some things and get my face out of the way. You're going to go to Padlet. And as you can see, you do, again, just to kind of give the heads up, you do not need to create or pay. I'm sorry, you do not need to pay for any souped up version of Padlet. Just do the free version. You're going to log in. Again, you'll just use Google. That's what I just used the last time. Maybe. There it goes. And continue. There's a lot of different templates with the Padlet. I'm just going to show you the most basic one. You are welcome to kind of jump around and check out Padlet. There's so much stuff with all of these things, and I will have some videos up. But let me go to my Padlets just to kind of show you where the different kind of things that it do. The most traditional looking Padlet is something like this. This was for an actual presentation I did. You can play the Padlets like PowerPoints if you want. As you can see, there's a play button. This was one on the 1066. It's a medieval history type topic. But as you can see, I posted things and students can actually comment at the bottom. You can create little groups and you can organize it into things. You can add YouTube videos and things like that. Let me go back. Let me get out of this Padlet and go back to Made by Me. You can also do, as a social studies teacher or any teacher, you can do things if you're trying to identify like where maps, like where things are located. So for example, as you can see, you can click on this and it'll take you to those spots. You can pinpoint things on a map and put little information things. This is something on the French Revolution. As you can see, there's also like Paris, Declaration of where it was written, Declaration of the Rights of Man, things like that. Just kind of give you a quick summary here of like what it looks like. I like this one, so I'm going to show you this. It'll show you what the comment boards look like because no names are showing, so it should be fine. I think it was this one. Oh, maybe it's another one. I'll show it to you here in a few minutes. This was another one that I had made. As you can see, I put documents on here, and again, there was no comments made, but you're going to end up putting your question. I do want you to kind of have a question for your main lesson. Like the materials like who was like, well, as it says there, is this a primary or secondary source? Question mark. And then this, I'm pointing at it like you can see. This little subline, that's where you're going to put your objective. So title, phrased like a question, and then you're going to have your little objective right there. So let me go back. I know I have one on here that you can look at. It might be NCTA follow-up. Is this one? Ah, yes, here we go. This was another one I made. This one doesn't have the question. It was just a follow-up to a workshop we did. But as you can see, I asked students or attendees to answer questions, and they can actually do this, and you'll see all the answers there. You can have them marked as anonymous, or you can actually have them put their names. I wasn't anonymous, was fine with me for this. So, and as you can see, they're all listed right there. So you would just send a link and they can take part in it. So that's kind of what Padlet looks like. Like I say, it's a pretty cool tool in my opinion. You, for this assignment though, are going to have it, we're just going to keep it kind of simple, but I know some of you like to really go deep dives and some like to go in and do what's required, and both are fine. If you want to try something different with this and try some of the other templates, I am totally good with that as long as the five things are on there, the objective and the title. So whatever template you want to use, good by me. I'm just going to show you how to make a basic wall, which is kind of like what I've been showing outside of the map. So for example, you'll hit make a Padlet. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch of things down here. You can do lesson planning, map historical events. I do ask that you not use the AI feature for this. You can make rubrics, you can do timelines, which are actually pretty cool. I would definitely check this out, but for this assignment, you're going to hit the blank wall and it's going to generate this. You can change the backgrounds. You can do a whole lot of different stuff with this. We're just going to keep it, as you can see, there's freeform timelines, streams, maps, all this. We're going to just keep it as a wall and you're going to give it a title. So for my title, I'm going to do, we'll do, I'm just going to keep it. What are the causes of World War One? So I got a little question there. Boom. Now, I do, and I probably should put this on here. You can do different things too. You can edit. Let me go back here and see if I want to edit this. When you do mumbling, when you put your title there, if you hit this little the settings thing, you can see you can put your objective there. So I'm going to keep it simple, but students will be able to identify the five causes of one by posting articles related to the events on the pathway. Again, not perfect, but I think it'll work. You can change your color. We'll keep it red and such. You can even put backgrounds and all on it. But that should do that. As you can see, it's on there. So my two things are there. So title, and then hit this, and you should be able to put your description. You probably can do it right at the beginning too. Now the fun part. So you're going to just hit this. Right down here is a little plus sign. We're going to hit that. And we'll do first calls. Main is the one. So we'll do the alliance system. And I don't really care what you put on here as far as like as long as it's an educational topic, but you can do a video, you can do a link, you can do an image. There are different ways to go. I will do an image. As you can see, you can do YouTube. So we'll just do the alliance system. Let's see if I can find something. Love it. That's great. That's perfect. And I might do something where look over the diagram and state in 5 or less words something that you, again, kind of doing this a little bit on the fly, but again, publish it. Boom, on the wall. If you want to do another one, we'll do, in case you're curious, it's militarism, alliance system, imperialism, and nationalism. So let's just do imperial. Hopefully I spelled that right. We'll do an image again. We'll do a video. As I misspell it, we'll fix that and hit enter. As you can see, there's different things. I don't know the qualities of these. We'll just do, we'll pick the crash course one. And I might tell the students, watch the video and explain in 20 words or less why imperialism Oh, start. And you just need to do 5 of these. There, publish. And by the way, you can move around, things like that. If there's like needs to appear. You'll do 5 of those. And then all you have to do, you'll hit this little arrow, collaboration. You can invite me. You can do a couple different things. You can send the QR code. Um, you do need to, let me look at this down here. Oh, you can export as a PDF, which I think most people find to be the easiest thing to do. That's also fine. I don't care as long as I can see the Padlet. As you see here, though, you do need to make it public. Almost forgot to mention that. Please make it public. And as you can see, some people, if you want to collaborate, if you can keep it like that. I don't need to edit it. I just need to see that you understand how to make a Padlet. And again, just share it. If you want to see it as a PowerPoint, you just hit that. You can see it's very slow, but as again, there it is. And very cool tool. I like it a lot. There's the video. Um, I've had some people say that it's not their jam. I just think it's usability. It's something you can have students make Padlets. You can use Padlets in preparation for something. So I think it serves a dual purpose and it's pretty easy to use. Like I say, you are welcome to explore the other templates and put like 5 different things on there. You can be as creative as you want, but just 5 things. I just need some sort of inquiry question at the title as part of the title, just to kind of get you think, what is the question you want the students to answer from this lesson or from this Padlet? And then just kind of give me an objective. I'm not going to be grading the objectives they're not. I just want to see how everyone writes an objective. It helps me with my classes and it kind of gives me an idea where everyone is with things. So don't worry too much. Just give it your best shot with that. And sorry, I was trying not to call. Um, that should do it. Like I say, this week, that's it for the Padlet. And we are cruising along. Um, if you are a graduate student, I'm going to actually, I think I mentioned in the last video, I posted it, but I don't know if I shared it before spring break. Don't forget, if you're in Education 500, you have a graduate paper to do. It's not a very big one. It's not due until finals week. I'll make sure to email all that out this week. It's a straightforward assignment. It's on the syllabus, but because we're cross-listed, I always feel like I forget to mention it each some weeks. So I want to make sure that that's on everyone's radar now that we're at midterm or slightly past. Um, and I think that should do it for the week. Again, try to keep it short and sweet. And work again has been great. So hope everyone's having a wonderful week. I will have this up probably Sunday afternoon for anyone that wants to get an early start. You'll know that if you're watching it on Sunday afternoon. And I'm babbling. I'll go ahead and stop recording and just tell everyone to have a great week. Thank you.